Hello and welcome to Native Yoga Center. My name is Todd McLaughlin, and today I'm going to address how to practice Marichyasana D. Marichyasana or Marichi, the sage Marichi, hence Marichyasana D variation. So Marichyasana D is a blend of Marichyasana A, B, and C. So Marichyasana D is a very challenging posture. Oftentimes people will make jokes about yoga like, are you able to practice pretzel poses? Marichyasana D is one of these such poses. And so it needs to be approached carefully. And it does require, here I'm just demonstrating the type of hip movement that is necessary for making a successful Marichyasana D position, because it involves a very deeply, tightly wrapped half lotus with a twist. And I will demonstrate in a moment what the full position looks like. However, right now I just want to start breaking down the fundamentals of the beginning of the pose. Now, it is highly recommended that you already are proficient in Marichyasana A, B, and C, so that by the time you come to Marichyasana D, you will have a strategy and or enough pliability in the body, muscle and breath control, and an understanding of where your limits lie, and the health of your knees, your hips, and your spinal rotation, because Marichyasana D blends the ability to come into a half lotus position, to bring the other leg up into a bending position, flexed knee, heel near hip, and then incorporating a twist position around the leg that is up in the air. And so there's a lot of complex movements that are all blended together into one position called Marichyasana D. And so something that I want to preface this with is that you really got to make sure your knees are up for the ability to bend this much. And you got to be really careful with Marichyasana D. I've been teaching ashtanga yoga and practicing ashtanga yoga for over, I think how's it been? It's been like 20 plus years now. So with that being said, I've had my own knee injuries. I've suffered knee injury because I practiced Marichyasana D not warmed up, / my hips weren't really open very much, and I was pushing strong to get into Marichyasana D, and I've suffered pain because of my unwillingness to just listen to my body. I'm not proud of it, but I'm telling you because I understand human nature, and I'm sure you do too, and I'm sure you're not much different from me. So what's really important, now what I'm doing here is I'm working half lotus position. I'm taking my right leg and I'm bringing my heel toward my navel. Marichyasana D involves the ability to completely seal the calf muscle against the hamstring. If I go to bring my half lotus into position and I place it on top of my thigh and I have a gap here in between my calf and hamstring, and I lean back to bring my leg up, I will not be able to wrap in Marichyasana D. So one of the ways that you can approach is one way you can, I'll use the word modify, but modification can be misunderstood. Really, we need to focus on what your body's ability is currently and just start to gradually apply some of these pieces so that as you start to improve your flexibility and mobility in your hips and your knee and your ankle, you're going to start to feel some progress in this pose. Find a qualified teacher. I'm happy to help you the best I can here via the virtual element. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you have questions while I'm presenting this information live, you can contact me here now via whatever app you're watching from, and or if you are watching this recorded, send a comment and I'll respond. All right, so with that being said, what I'm doing here while I'm talking to you is just slowly warming up my knees and my hips to work toward the Marichyasana D. Now, one way that I can practice Marichyasana D, I'm going to show you both ways here. The right side of Marichyasana D involves bringing your left foot into half lotus first. If my leg comes up to where my knee is, one strategy can be to just practice holding here. And once you have the ability to hold here, see if you have the ability to move your pelvis. Either I'm rocking back here into a posterior tilt, and or bringing the chest up and bringing the hips into an anterior tilt. This practice is a good way to start to warm up and loosen the musculature around your left hip joint and build the ability to manipulate your pelvis. So Marichyasana D, great way to hold it in my opinion in the beginning is just to start off here with a gentle half lotus, a little bend of the knee, and start working your ability to kind of rock your pelvis a little bit while you're loosening up your hip joint. Now, there's even something easier than this. One way to do Marichyasana D is eliminate the half lotus entirely. Place your left foot on the floor, bend the right knee, and twist to the right by grabbing the right knee with your left arm and pull your right shoulder back. The other side would look just the same, just reverse. The right leg comes in into this Janu Shirshasana. Janu Shirshasana is this pose here. Janu Shirshasana type of leg alignment, bending the left knee up, and then involving some twist motion where you wrap the arm around your left leg and you rotate your left shoulder back. So this is a really good way. I encourage students to practice this way. If they come in, they just have a recent, say, knee surgery, or they blew out their MCL, their medial collateral ligament, or any host of different knee issues can occur, and we got to let time for that to rehab. So there is a way to just kind of work the Marichyasana D. I'm just oscillating back and forth while I talk to you, just so you can observe different movement patterns and ways to enter. All right, so with the next step in the Marichyasana D then is to incorporate some half lotus work. And so I'm kind of repeating what I've already just mentioned. You just take the foot onto the thigh, you lean back. Now there is one way you can practice a little bit of twisting motion is to lean on your right hand and use your left hand to grab your right knee. You can twist to the right. And when you reverse sides, you let your leg slide out first. You take your leg off of the lotus. You bring the right leg up into a gentle half lotus. Lean back on your hands. Bend your left knee up. Move your left hand a little further behind your hips. Take your right arm, grab a hold of your left leg. And you can add a little bit of twisting motion here. So this is, and watch when I come out, instead of flipping this off, go ahead and let your leg slide out first, and then remove the leg off so you're coming out in reverse order of the way you go in. Now, incrementally, little by little, we can start to encourage our left leg to slowly come deeper and deeper into half lotus. As you're working into half lotus, part of our movement strategy can be to be able to flex the hip and to extend the hip while holding a half lotus. So you can start to test your knee bendability, aka flexibility, by working this sort of motion. So if this is really challenging to have your foot in close and to make movement like this, you're going to be somewhere around about here, just above the knee. And again, you can just kind of work. I'm just rocking a little bit forward and back and making sure I have no pain in my knee. Knees plural when you're obviously doing right and left. So just kind of encouraging, gently moving the body, slowly, little by little, bringing the foot. Now, once you can get the foot in close to the navel, you can bring your leg, and you have the ability to sit up straight and have your knee come down to the floor. This is a good indication that when I go to lean back, I pull my left heel in. The alignment here is to attempt to align the left outer ankle bone about the width of the left hip. And then the next challenge is to be able to move the body weight forward. Now notice for me to bring my right knee down, my left hip is going to come up. I'm hinging or pivoting on my right hip. And so slowly the knee can come down, and then we can start to encourage the twist. Now the twist can start. One of the biggest challenges really is being able to compress the body to the thigh. So this is critical, and you might choose the whole Marichyasana D here, where you just get a nice little squeeze in on the knee action. You can feel your hip, but remember, a big and important part is this ability to rock your body weight on this side, would be my right thigh, the right leg, knee down toward the floor. Not a lot of flexibility change happens here. This is literally just a pivot motion, but once you're able to pivot like this, then this is how you're going to be able to balance when you start to make the twisting motion. Now, what I want to point out is that we are doing exactly the same wrap situation as what we were doing in Marichyasana C, the pose that precedes Marichyasana D. They are practiced in a sequence, and I now have videos here for you on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe, Native Yoga Center. And I have, I mapped out Marichyasana A, B, and C. That's why today I want to focus on the D. Notice when I'm going on my right side, when my right leg is up in the air, when my right knee is in the air, that's my right side. I'm rocking my body weight onto the left thigh and attempting to seal the body close to my right leg. This is key because we really won't have success wrapping until we can get our body really close to our thigh. You have to be very careful. I mean, this is an advanced pose, and you have to make sure your hips are really ready for this. And it's critical. So don't be in a hurry. That's my biggest advice. Try to be patient. And some days I can on some days wrap in Marichyasana D. Some days my knees bother me and it doesn't feel good to wrap in Marichyasana D. And I just simply don't on those days. I try to practice every day. And if I have a day where I'm listening to my body and I'm 50 years old now, I gotta it's different, right? I heard Simone Biles in the Olympics the other day say, wow, my body just doesn't bend the way it used to. And she looked absolutely amazing in her bendability. But in relationship to how she was moving when she was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it just changes. So we have to listen to our bodies, and there's no competition. And part of why I like to teach with modification is that I've seen a lot of people try to get the full wrap in Marichyasana D so they can go on to the next pose in ashtanga and hurt themselves. And so sometimes, the ego gets a little bit too involved. All right, so now check out Marichyasana C wrap. That's where we take the arm all the way around, we wrap behind, and we catch. Now we are attempting to do this in the Marichyasana D position. So if I take my foot is in half lotus and I rock back and I bring my right heel in and I take my left knee down to the floor, in theory, I start to work this wrap technique. The arm can wrap around just like we did in the Marichyasana C. You can hear it's harder for me to talk because it's a deep squeeze. It's a really deep squeeze. And then you just rotate, and when you release, just slowly let go. Now, honestly, you will not wrap in this pose until you're able to wrap in the Marichyasana C pose. So quite honestly, I wouldn't even suggest it. Just keep working on being able to bind. Let me turn this way so you can see my hands. In Marichyasana C, I'm wrapping around, taking the hand up on the right thigh, left arm goes behind, catch, and then twist. So if I am unable to wrap in Marichyasana C, there is no way I'm going to wrap in Marichyasana D. I promise you. So focus on your C first. Don't worry so much about the D. When you do the D to a level that is just reasonable. Don't force your D ever, but definitely don't force it or push too hard on it until you're proficient in wrapping in C. All right, I think that about covers the majority of the main issues in Marichyasana D. Let me think, is there anything else that I could present or point out to you? While I'm working here, remember you can always go to our website, Native Yoga Center. I have an online platform, Native Yoga Center Online. You can practice our recorded classes, nativeyogaonline.com. I have a podcast I release every Friday, Native Yoga Toddcast. All right, so hope this helps. Let me know if you like this video. I create new videos. I like to do live streams because I can hit boom, record, and just be real with you. And if I make mistakes, so what? All right, have a wonderful day. Enjoy. Happy and safe Marichyasana D practicing. And I will see you again next time. Thank you.